All right, we're going to solve some equations here. These look pretty complex, so they're multi-steps, but really I'm going to be doing the same thing over and over again, just the same mechanics of this, the same solving of this one. So for this problem right here, problem number M, I'm going to distribute the 2 to both because it's saying 2 times everything in here. Okay, so it's going to say 2 times 4a, so that becomes 8a. 2 times, and there's negative 12. Okay, so that's going to be negative 24. And it's plus 3a, because this 2 is not affecting the 3a, equals 6a plus 1. Now I'm going to combine some like terms. I have an 8a and I have a 3a, so I'm going to bring those together on this side of the equation. And I have 11a minus 24 equals 6a plus 1. So I have some a's over here and I have some a's over here, and what I want to do is I want to get those together. I want to get all those on the same side. So I am going to, this is my bigger number, my bigger value, so I'm going to subtract 6a from both sides. Subtract 6a, and I end up 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, that's like 5a? Yeah, I end up with 5a minus 24 equals 1. Okay, now I'm left with this point, so I'm going to add 24 to both sides. So I'm like undoing the equation, and I end up with 5a equals 25. And I added 24 because I saw it was subtracting, so I'm undoing it. Same thing here. It's 5 is 5 times a, so I'm going to divide everything by a. I'm going to do the opposite of what I see. And a equals 25 divided by 5 is 5. And that ends up being my answer. I'm going to try another one for P here. Why don't you go ahead and pause the video, write this down, and you solve it, and then come back and take a look at how I did it. We can kind of compare answers. So this one I am going to work out, though. So 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times w is 9w. And I have a minus 4w equals 3w minus 10. I've got not an 18. I got a 9w minus a 4w. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So I'm left with positive 5w's on this side because I took my 9 and my 4 and brought those w's together. Again, this is bigger, so I'm going to subtract 3w from both sides, just because I like working with positive. And I know to subtract 3 from both sides because I have 3. So I have 3w, so I'm going to subtract 3w from both sides. That's what I'm trying to do, and I end up with 18. And I subtracted 3w, so I have 2w left over. And on this side, I'm going to just carry this down, negative 10. Now I'm going to start to undo this. I'm trying to get w by itself, so I'm going to subtract 18. And I'm left with 2w equals negative 10 minus 18. So it's getting more negative, so I'm at negative 28. I'm seeing that 2 is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide to do the opposite. And I end up with w equals negative 14. All right, I'm going to press pause. Let's both press pause. You work it out, and I'm going to work it out as well, and let's see what our answers look like. All right, why don't you compare your work with mine? I have all the steps kind of playing out here. So in here, I've distributed the 8 to both the things. On this point, I combine like terms. I got my negative 32 minus 9. Here, I subtracted 10 u's from both sides. Right here, I started my process of getting u all by itself. I saw negative 41, so I added 41 to both sides. And then I saw that I had 6 u, so I divided by 6 and ended up with u equaling 7. And sometimes you don't end up with a nice clean number. On these problems, you will. But you can end up with a decimal or a fraction, nothing wrong with that. Why don't you press pause and work this one out, and then we can compare answers at the end. I'm going to distribute first, and then I'm going to distribute here. I'm going to combine like terms. Let's see how you do. Press pause. It looks like the number 11. This was fun. I mean, this one worked all the way out and ended up with d equals 1. Just ended up being 1. One little 1. Couple things I had to keep an eye on, like right here on this step. is I saw that I had negative 6d, so I did the opposite. I added 6d to both sides. Some of you might have subtracted 3d from both sides, and you can do that and you will get the same answer. You should have gotten d equals 1. So the thing about equations is you can solve it in a bunch of different ways, as long as you do it to both sides of the equation. Again, for number R, we're going to press pause and you work it out and you compare it with mine. Ooh, how'd you do? If you got m equals negative 25, you should celebrate. Go find a cookie. Go make a batch of cookies. Go make a bushel of cookies and share some with your cousin or your favorite puppy or the neighbor's cat. Ooh, look, another one. Hey, will you go ahead and do number E? Same thing. Work it out, press pause. If you got that last one wrong, maybe go back and press pause again and kind of look through your work and my work, and let's see where any errors or misconceptions are happening. But again, on this one, press pause and work it out. All right, how'd you do on these ones? I distributed the 3 to everything inside here, distributed the 7 to everything in here. I did combine like terms on both sides. Negative 14 and 30 gave me a 16. I had a 14x and an x, and that's really 1x. That's what's going on there, and that gave me 15x. And I had 3x's and 15x's, so I decided to subtract 13 from both sides. And then something interesting about this is when it came down to this guy right here, when I divided both sides by 12, negative 12 divided by 12 is going to be negative 1. So my answer is negative 1. Oh, goody, we got another one. That looks like a C. So yeah, problem number C, which isn't a number. Go ahead and work this out. I can already tell right now that there's something funky going on here. What's happening is that's like a negative 1, okay? And we usually don't write the 1 in there. So you're going to distribute negative 1 to both pieces. So just keep an eye on that one. And this guy right here, you're going to be distributing a negative 2 to both pieces. So press pause, give it a try, and see what happens. In fact, I can work this part out with you, and then we can get going. So we got 6p. Negative 1 times 5p is going to be negative 5p. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. And I got this negative 8 that's just going to drop down. And then I got a negative 2 times p, which is negative 2p. A negative 2 times 12 is going to be negative 24. Now I'm going to press pause and kind of combine like terms and do my magic. And I would like you to do yours. Again, there's a few different ways to do this. Once you get to like this spot right here, I added 2p to both sides to cancel this guy out, but you might choose to do something different. You might choose to subtract p from both sides, taking this one away and subtracting a p from here, and you working with down here, you would end up with like a negative 3p. And you can do that as long as you do it to both sides. That's the key, is to do it to both sides. All right, looks like that's it. Sorry, I'm all done. You're going to have to find your own equations, your own problems. Yeah, gotta find your own problems, because you and me, I got a lot of my own problems. You don't want any more of my problems. You go find some of your own problems. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.